Hello, movie lovers. Welcome back to the Till the Last Credit channel. This is Fantasy Friday with Tisha Eden, and today we are going to be talking about my favorite Disney film from the 90s, the Renaissance of Disney, Beauty and the Beast, which was actually a film I could quote until. Well, I can still quote now, but maybe not to the letter like I used to as a kid. Oh, those old talents we all used to have, right? Back in 1991, the film was released to theaters and actually was nominated for an Academy Award, which was one of the first animated films to ever achieve that. And unfortunately, it didn't win because, of course, back then they didn't have an animation Academy Award, specific. But we're here today to talk about some of the things they can improve upon in the newest film, and hopefully they will answer a few questions. The film is near perfection, but it does have a few flaws as well as a few plot holes that, let's be honest, you don't notice when you're a kid, but when you're an adult, it's kind of glaring. One of the many questions that you don't think about because it's Disney and Disney has dead parents is where are the Beast parents? Because in the whole castle, you never even see a portrait of these people. You would think that there'd at least be, some mom and dad portraits, a family portrait. No, like the only portrait we even see properly is the portrait of the Beast that he tears in the West Wing. Now, that seems like it'll be addressed in the new film because the trailer actually shows a portrait, a family portrait that actually gets torn up during it, and you see what appears to be the mother and father side by side of the young Beast, who looks a little bit younger than his portrait in the original film. In the original film, he looks a little closer to the age 21 when he gets transformed back into the prince. However, if you remember from Be Our Guest, the prince actually, it's been 10 years since the curse got cast. If he's turning 21, then why in those 10 years, like why at 11 years old is this little kid answering the door? Number one, he's got a bunch of servants. Number two, where are his parents? And number three, I know when I was 11 years old, my parents told me not to answer the door or to get in the car or even talk to strangers. Now that's kind of different with how online is, and you can talk to anybody now. But back then, definitely back then when this film would have been set, I don't think he would have been answering the door to strangers, and given that he's a prince, he wouldn't have been answering the door at all. So, from what I think, since in the new trailer you see the dad's part of the portrait all torn up, the dad might have done something to make the enchantress upset, and she pulled into the woods and just cursed his son, and maybe he accidentally killed his parents in a fit of rage. Morbid, I know, but again, this is Disney, and the film looks a little bit darker than the original film was, which was all bright colors except for the West Wing and the forest scenes. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out in 2 months, won't we? And how long has he actually been a beast? Like 10 years we've been resting? And an 11-year-old isn't going to know about love and forgiveness and all that, so why would you play? It just doesn't. It doesn't compute. You don't think about this when you're younger. You're just like, okay, 10 years they've been resting. Woohoo, they need so much more than dusting. But come on, that doesn't make any sort of sense, does it? And then, of course, there's the existence of Chip. Why does Chip exist? I mean, from his voice and from how old Bradley Pierce was when this film came out, it doesn't seem like he would be even there. He was 9 years old when this film came out. He was younger than how long they'd been cursed. So if Chip is, let's just say Bradley Pierce's age, let's say he's 9, give it 10, okay? Was Chip frozen in time or something, or was he, I mean, I love Chip. Chip is my favorite of all the inanimate objects, and I wish I had a Chip cup of my own. But I mean, come on. that's a little awkward. I mean, did Mrs. Potts have an affair with a uh, broomstick or something? I don't know. And where's Mr. Potts? With that whole dead parent syndrome, where's Mr. Potts? She's Mrs., she isn't Miss. So what's going on there? Do we know? Are we gonna find out? I and why did Belle and her dad move to the village in the first place? I mean, it says in the first song Belle that every morning just the same as the morning that we came to this poor provincial town. This is not a town that is very, you know, doesn't seem like it has a lot of opportunities. It's somewhere they came to, and there's a guy stalking her. Why would they come there? Did they get chased out of another town because Maurice is a little crazy? Or are they traveling? That doesn't seem to fit the new motif of the new film, because Maurice actually is trying to keep Belle from traveling and makes her little music boxes, which I think is a nice little homage to the original film, because in the original film, Chip was supposed to be a music box, and they decided to change that out and give Bradley Pierce some more lines, because he's just so cute and he's got the cutest little voice. Let's be honest. And why have the villagers never gone to the castle before? Because that castle's not too far. It's within a couple of hours. I know it's within a song's time because they're singing Kill the Beast. But that castle is not too far. There's tons, hundreds, it seems like, during Be Our Guest, of servants that have gone missing in 10 years. No one thought to go and check on the king and queen or the servants or anything. I mean, come on. That just seems like I, I'm overthinking this. I know I am. It's a wonderful Disney movie and I love it, and I'll watch it again probably in a little bit when I'm done this video. But come on, nobody's going to sit there and question it. That doesn't make any sense. And most importantly, what's the beast's name? Because it certainly isn't Adam. And if you want to know why, I will link down below a certain YouTuber's little explanation of that the beast is not named Adam. His name is Keith Lapinig, and he will sit there and give you multiple reasons why it isn't. But the number one reason isn't Glenn Keane, who actually animated the beast and had a lot to say about, the storyline, has always said his name is not Adam, not even during when they were talking about the storyline. Not during any phase. That became a fan thing. They don't know where it came from. The CD-ROM tie-in game and later the Broadway adaptation called him Adam, but his name is not Adam. He has only been called the Beast. So I think we need to give him a real name, and just to make it a little more irritating for those people that do call him Adam, don't call him Adam, because that's not his name. Okay? Okay. I'm really excited for the new film, and I really love the original film. I hope it does it justice. I love Emma's singing voice. I think she sounds lovely. I'm not too worried about her sounding British. A lot of the actors sound British. And in the original film, everybody was American. Robbie Benson, love him, by the way. Paige O'Hara, everybody was American except for, of course, the voice of Lumiere. He was the only one who attempted to do a French accent in the film. And same happened here. Ewan McGregor does put in a, poorly done French accent, but he does at least attempt it. So here is hoping that we can at least get a little bit more fun. People are a little less judgmental than they have been, and a little more magic and, enchanting times in our future with this new film coming out, and hopefully they will address the many questions that were left when the last film ended. Do you guys have a favorite Disney movie, especially from the Renaissance era? Is there any movie that you would like me to discuss or review in the future? Please comment below and let me know. Make sure to follow all of my social media for all of my latest updates on my creators page, where I write articles at least once a week, and to see what other videos I come up with. Come back next Friday for another Fantasy Friday day with me, and I hope to see you soon.